All right, I guess we can get started. All right, so today is October the 2nd, 2024, and today we're just going to talk about running some of these algos on the through the radar screen. So you can run your algo through an indicator on the radar screen, and you can have order tickets enabled, and it'll put in your orders and all that good stuff. So right now on the radar screen, I have three futures symbols pulled up. The ES, NQ, and the YM for Dow. And here, once I go ahead and re-verify my script, it'll turn these guys on, right? And so while it's on, it'll put a position in a bracket order for each one of them. So they should only go in a position at a time, one contract at a time, and then the output here will tell you if there's a position on, the profit losses, and if there's no position on, then it'll read zero. So that's what I got. That's what I plan to go through right now on the on this little live stream. But somebody on one of my shorts. Anyway, here we go. All right, so this is all the, I can take this off, but these are all the orders that, because like I said, I've just kind of been letting these indicators run, just letting the strategies put orders in, and so it's just putting in just random orders. So this is not from any specific algo itself. All right, let's see if we can get that off. All right, so this is my chart, and I think this is the one that has that overlap indicator on it. I don't know. Yeah. So, and this is this one was from 6 o'clock this morning. All right. So this is the chart. Right. So this is the only one during the regular market hours of the day. This is the only time the overlap indicator went off, and it went off. So I did add an arrow here. So when the box is created, right, because it starts getting information, or it starts being interested right here. And then by the time we get over here, it's this is like the confirmation, right? So when the confirmation comes, we have the arrow drawn, and then the rectangle continues to be, or there's another rectangle actually that continues to be extended until price crosses over it, or until there was some other condition that I had in the script. Excuse me, but this is the only one that populated for today. So like I said, when this zone is created, when it's created here, you can either take that short there, or you can wait for it to come back and retrace into this area. Like I said, this was a bit short of it here. I don't know if you would have taken that or not, but or I mean, if it had come back into the area here, and I did, I looked at this. This was essentially have been after the first drop and potential second retest, but I tried to take a position here, and then I put my stop loss right here, and I got wicked out, and then it did continue to go back down anyway, right? So I mean, like I said, this zone here was still kind of valid with reasonable stop loss, but I didn't get it right. And again, I'm just kind of creating these indicators as I come up with them. None of this is gold, and nobody should think it's gold. Nobody should think I have all the answers, because I don't, and I never say I do. So if you, and I know that a lot of people out there say they have all the answers, don't come to my channel with that, because that's not who I am. Okay. I don't have all the answers. If I had all the answers, I wouldn't be on here doing YouTube videos. I'm learning, and as I'm learning, I'm sharing. That's it. So here is, let's see if I can turn the, I don't know where it's at. How to turn those back on. Let's see. Go to trades. Nope. Well, that's that. But I did put on a position back here. But that one's not showing up. So I don't know. Oh, well, I was gonna say maybe it's not showing up because it was technically from yesterday. So everything pre 5 o'clock. No, because these are showing up at 4:30. So I don't know. All right, but anyway, let's just look at what this overlap indicator does, because like I said, I created it. I've been looking kind of like forward testing, just looking at what it does every day. I hadn't really looked back in the chart or anything like that. I hadn't poured it over into a strategy to back test it. None of that. So, all right, you see there, like I said, 6 o'clock in the morning. This is after hours. This is not when the indicator was created. So low liquidity, I wouldn't expect those to work. But at any rate, this is the one from yesterday that I showed you. So this is when it said, all right, well, you should take the short there. And if you had taken it there, you would have been profitable. At that second touch there, didn't work on that one, right? So let's continue moving over. This is the other one from yesterday. And it looks like this one had two opportunities there. But anyway, well, you know what? I don't know. Well, there's an arrow here. So earlier, like yesterday, or maybe today, maybe it's today when I was on live, I decided to add these arrows to it and do the extension rectangle, or maybe it was yesterday. But then today, I added the arrows to it so it showed me when the initial rectangle was created. And now, when you look at this without these arrows, you would think that this from here to here was the first red rectangle. But it looks like there was a first red rectangle in here, and then another one here, and another one here, and another one here, and another one here. So yeah, so I guess when you look at it like that, it doesn't look as great, because if you had taken this one here, you would have been in too early. But taking this one or this one would have been fine, because it never really broke above your stop and the price did move down. Or you could have taken it when it came back to retesting that area. Again, you see here there is somewhat of a range outside of the into your stop. And then here, there's the indication to go low. Again, you've got some type of range here. You got a little bit of a wick there into your stop area. But beyond that wick there was a nice move down. Okay, so that's yesterday. And then what we know about this one, we talked about this one from the day before. And then we have here, move down nicely. And that's why I said, I think I said it on that video. I said none of this is 100%, but it's better than guessing. I mean, you know, I'm a type person who I get on the on a trade and just start guessing and then get chopped up, just like most other people, I'm sure. All right, here it was telling you to go short on this bar. If you had went short there, you would have made that nice move there, or you could have got it when it came back into the retest zone there, or that one is close to the retest zone. And then, of course, you see that nice sell-off there. I think that might have been the day that I created this indicator. No, I think it was on this day. All right, so, and here we're talking about 3 o'clock in the morning, right? But telling you to go short here. I mean, but look at it. It's been going north, right? So at any rate, if you get in here to go short, I don't know where your stop is, but you might consider it to be at that next break there. But at any rate, look how much of a into the positive. You're going into the reward. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas out here. You know, you guys figure out how to trade this. I'm just giving you some ideas. All right, so this one said go short here, but again, this is, you know, what is that? Almost 11 o'clock at night. So low liquidity again, right? But this saying go short here. If you had went short there, that'd have been fine. You never really broke into that stop range, and then you had a little bit of a sell-off, or you could have caught it retesting into that zone there, or it gave you another indication to get in there. So, all right, and then I think this might have, no, this wasn't the day I created it. All right, but then here, no, this wasn't, because I think I saw this yesterday. No, okay, 2 days ago. All right, but so on here, you see the indication to get in is right here, right? So at that touch, but if you had got in here on the bar close down here, right? So if you had got in down here, you essentially would have been playing with the stop loss up here somewhere. But then the price made a huge down move. I don't know. You tell me what that risk to reward is. I mean, you tell me what it is. Can't do the math for you. Okay, what about this one? Okay, where it says to get in here, and then there's a complete drop. Now here it says to get in, and yeah, I mean, but look how thin that is. I don't know. But anyway, it says to get in here, and then it goes against you. So yeah, not all of them will work. All right, this one says to get in here, but again, if you get in here, the close of that bar is down here. So would you get in that much lower if you're going in the downward direction? I don't know. If that's the case, if it's a bearish bar like that, maybe you do wait for the retest. I haven't figured out how to trade this yet. I'm enjoying being a programmer. I'm not a trader. Even though using this indicator did help me pass my combines, because I was about to go long, but I had one of these things on the chart, and it convinced me to stay short, or to go short, because I don't typically short. Anyway, all right, so this one here tells you to go short right here. All right, so this is an obvious area of liquidity up here, so you might put your stop up here, right? Boom, you get all that to the downside. So that might be a 1 to 2, I don't know. Here it tells you go short here, and I think it says ES long 929.24, so that must be this. No, that's a swing label. 09.924. I don't see it popping up now, this 09.24. Oh, 29.24. Okay, so that's a different script. I pretty much make a script every day, right? Or every couple of days. So I've got a lot of scripts. But this one says go short here. And again, this is an obvious area of interest here, liquidity here. Do you put your stop loss way up here? Or do you just kind of keep it in this zone? I don't know. But either way, we had a nice move down from there. What I'm saying is, at least you're not trying to short right here, right? You're like, oh man, it's breaking below this trend line here, so let me go ahead and go short right here. Now this might be what I would normally do, right? Because I don't know how to trade, but I do know how to analyze pretty well. I do know how to look at a chart, and I'm getting pretty good at programming. So I can just look at the chart and program what I see, and it gives me these overlap zones. Okay, all right, so this one says go short right here, right? If you had went short here, you could have caught that move down, or caught this retest, caught the move down. By here, this is one of the conditions that I have that turns it off, right? So when price breaks through it, you turn turn the whole thing off. Okay, indicator says go short here. If you had went short here, didn't really come above this before going down a ways, what's the worst that you can do? The worst that you can do is move your stop down. I mean, move your limit order down so that you're completely in the green and you have no risk on as it starts coming down, and you just kind of trail it. I mean, that's the worst that you can do. These are obviously algo trades. When I was working with an algorithm, order tickets and that kind of thing, it's just putting in many orders. All right, here it said go short here. If you go short on this one, you would have took this move, right? You at least observe this area right here of liquidity or potential interest, so you know that that's a first stopping point. Again, I don't know how you trade it. You tell me. But what I'm telling you is I'm not cherry picking anything. I mean, this one didn't work. This one, I would say that this one didn't work. I mean, you could get in right there and you would have an opportunity to move your stop down, and you might be break even, or you might make a few dollars on it. But this one right here, didn't work at all. Cherry picking. How about if you got in right here? You catch that move down? All right. I'm not going to entertain it anymore. Again, if you're on this channel because you think that I'm going to sell you a golden ticket, you're on the wrong channel. That's not what I'm doing. I am sharing with you information as I learn it. Right? All right. So that one didn't work. That one didn't work. They're also at 10 o'clock at night. Okay. All right. I'd say that one, I don't know. This one is up for debate, right? Because I told you to go short here, but this high here is an obvious area of interest. So that would be your an area that you might consider for a stop loss. That range, and then actually move down that far. Again, I don't know how to trade it. I'm just showing you what I get. It said go short on this bar. If you had went short on this bar, it had all this downside, right? Oh, and we didn't even talk about this one. If you had went short on this bar, this was the next little high above it. So, I don't know. Now, once I take the time and stop programming and figure out how to trade this, yeah, come talk to me then. Come talk to me then. All right. Let me move on, because and this is the only time I will do this. I'm not going to do this again. Because I don't have the it's not fair. It's not fair to me. And I'm always going to do what's fair to me. Yes. If I was an accomplished algo trader right now, you know what? The accomplished algo traders that I've reached out to, the professional programmers and that kind of thing, you don't see them on YouTube. You don't see them sharing information about how to trade, how to program. You don't hear from them at all. That's the interesting part about it, and that's also what blows my mind in talking to some of these folks who are really smart and really focused on the market. The difference between them and who you do see on YouTube and that kind of thing. I'm just like, man, it's completely night and day. It's completely night and day. I guess if you knew what I knew, you'd you'd understand what I understand. I don't know. All right, so let's go back to, let's see, what is it? We're 22 minutes in, and all I did was I went through this one indicator. You know, I have all these indicators, but I went through this one indicator. The other indicator that I created here recently is this pivot indicator. It's a pivot count indicator. So it pretty much takes all these. Let's get this off. You see all these pivots here. Pivot high, pivot high, pivot high, pivot high. It takes all these pivots, pivot low, pivot low, pivot low. It takes all these pivots, and the blue line are the cumulative values of the blue pivots. The red line, red numbers are the cumulative values of the red pivots, the swing highs, right? So you see here at this level right here, this price level here around 57.62, we have a swing high. That must be the only swing high right there, right? Just above it at 57.63, we must have 3 swing highs right in there, right? So if you look at the chart, the way I program this is that you can look up and down and you can see, like down here, we must have, like, so that's a 5, that's a 4. Those numbers, 5 and 4, are higher than 1s and 2s, right? So I would expect, and I don't know why I have this line drawn here, but I would expect that sometime or another, price is going to come there to around that 4, and it's going to at least do some kind of a bounce, because there have been at least 4 bounces right here before, or here at 5, same thing, right? Or if you go up, so going down, we're looking at the swing lows. If we go up, I want to look at the swing highs. So we got a 5 right in here. So I identify that. And then what I can do with this script, I changed this script up a little bit. So what I can do is I can go in here and it's called swing labels. So the mid price is 57.58, and then we're going 25 points on either side of that. My swing strength is 8, right? So it's got to have 8 bars on either side to be considered a swing point. So I'm gonna change that to 4. So it's less bars required. So we have more swing points on this chart. So those numbers should go up a little bit higher. All right, you see this went to 7, right? And 7 is like the highest number out of all these, really. All right, and then if we go to the top side, when we're looking at the reds, we got a 6 right here. So I'd be interested in this 6 line and then that 7 line. Wait. And then this 7. And I'm just curious. We'll see how that moves throughout the afternoon. All right. 22 minutes in. I'm not going to do this one from scratch. I've already got it going, so I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to show you what's going. Oh, and then this is the overlap zone that I just showed you. That was on the 1 minute time frame down there. This is on the 5 minute time frame. So I don't know which is better. I've been looking more at the 1 minute time frame, but you see it worked here on the 5 minute time frame. Did we get one on the 1 minute time frame? I know we got one today, but was it? That was at 12:48. That was at 12 in the afternoon. Okay, and then we got something at 6 o'clock in the morning. But on the 5 minute time frame, we got it back here at 1 in the morning. But we didn't get it to fire off any the rest of the day. All right, let's see what it looks like on the 5 minute. Okay, this is also on the 5 minute time frame. 5 minute time frame, back 9:27. So the 5 minute time frame, it hasn't showed up a lot. It hasn't showed its head a lot. Showed up today, first thing in the morning. It showed up 9:27 at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and it worked well there as well. But okay, and then on 926, it worked well there. 925, it worked well there. So, I mean, I think I may have created this on the 5-minute time frame, but then I looked at it on the 1-minute time frame. I'm like, because I like trading the lower time frames. But I think I looked at it on a 15-second time frame, and there's some, maybe because of the bar numbers or something, but it doesn't seem to be quite right on the 15-second time frame. So I've got to look at that. But 5-minute time frame looks pretty good. All right, so 5-minute time frame would have told you to go short here, and that was all fine. Here though, it looks like this would not have served you well. I mean, it did sell off below that, right? But it took a while, and it went, a little bit against you too. So depending on what you consider a reasonable risk, you might have said no on that one. But if you had been holding it from here, you'd been in good shape. All right, so going on back. All right, also right here. So back on 918. Nice little move down there. I don't know, how many points is that? From 95 to 83? Not bad, 12 points. That one there, I'd say that this one didn't work. This one moved down. You could at least move your stop loss down to break even, but this one didn't work. All right, and then going on back, and that was it. So really, out of all those, it was just that one or two that didn't work well. And again, nothing's going to be 100%. But so there you go. And here is radar orders, right? So pretty much what I've got is I set up like I said, I was gonna code this with you, and I'll probably just put the code together tomorrow and make a succinct video on how to do it instead of, I've already taken the time on the live here. But essentially we're putting in an order with a bracket order for exit. All right, so the order is here, OT. The bracket order to exit is here. These are sell orders for futures, just doing one contract. And we're assigning the original order ticket as well as a bracket order ticket to an order to a order sends order ticket. So when we do get the condition to get into a position, we're going to assign the OSOT, the order sends order ticket right here. We're going to assign it to an order and send it at the same time, right? We can only do that though if, well, one thing is if we don't already have any orders. So like this would be the first order of the chart. If you don't have any orders, this would be the first order of the chart. You just need to make sure that you try the position of the symbol and the account that you're on. Make sure that that's null, that you don't have any positions on, and that you don't have any orders on. So you're fresh on the chart, you get to send that first order, right? Or that could be like a once statement or something like that. And then next, if you have sent orders, if you do have an order object already created, because you've sent that first order, now your order object has been created, then you just need to make sure that the order object that's created has a state of 8 or 9. One of them is canceled and one of them is field, right? So whether or not the orders have been, if you had any orders that have been canceled because the bracket order took care of it, or if you had a field order because your actual order entry went into play. All right, so if you are in one of those states, if that's true, then you can go ahead and, again, try the position. Make sure that you don't have any current positions on, and if you don't, then go ahead and send that order. And once you send that order, now you do have an order object, right? So OD is order object right here up at the top, order OD. All right, now after you've sent orders, you also, what I've got going on over here, you see I've got position held, so we're in a position, and we have the profit loss of each of the positions. So in order to get that, we need to plot. So what we want to plot is if we do have a position on, right? So we're going to try the position for the symbol of the chart that we got and our futures account that we're using. If that's true, if we do have a position on, then we're going to say position is held. We have a position. And then we're going to, for plot 1, and then for plot 2, we're going to say that we're going to look up what the open profit loss is of the symbol in that futures account. And we use the data position to find that. Okay, and that's going to be plot 2. All right, and that's pretty much it. Like I said, I will make a video about it tomorrow so that you guys can see exactly how to do it and just kind of follow me on the thought process as I go through in case you have any questions. But just take a look here at what exactly it's doing. So here on my radar screen, I've got three contracts going, or 3 tickers symbols open for ES, NQ, and YM, and all of them have order simple running on it, which is that script that I just showed you. Okay, this over here is doing nothing. This is merely, I can turn that off, I can turn this off, I can turn this off. That's merely a visual for me to see what's going on. What's happening, the magic is happening right here, right? So I can actually close this window. I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with what's going on. The magic is happening on RadarScreen. So my algo or my indicator, my strategy is running within order simple. And when it tells me to take an order, it takes a position, and then it spits back out to me, what my profit loss is. And that's a beautiful thing. All right. So again, you can take that script and you can put in it whatever you want to. Right now, I don't have it set as anything, right? I could say if open is greater than the 9-period moving average, then begin, right? So that's my condition. But like I said, I'll go over that tomorrow. All right, where I have it set right now is it's just pretty much going to take a position on every single tick. All right, so we'll minimize that. We'll open one of those bad boys back up, and that's YM. Man, that's YM? YM is doing nothing. All right, let's do copy, paste. So one of them is going to be SZ24, and then one of them is going to be NQZ24. And then I'll just take the window and I will arrange them all. Okay, and like I said, I can go back and add the window trader onto it, the active trader, so you can see exactly what's going on. I'm a visual person. I'm a visual learner. If you can't tell. All right. Anybody have any questions? Don't have any questions. We don't have, like I said, we don't really have much to go over right now. That's pretty much it. I don't know if the guy hopped on or gal hopped on who wanted to see the chart back, see the overlap chart. But we went over that at the first of the video. Yeah, so these are all the orders that have been put in for NQ just on this script here because it's putting in so many orders, right? And this is on the 15-second time frame, so it's all good. It's all good. I guess that's it. But really and truly, anybody have any questions? Because I'm more than willing to try to put something together in 5 or 10 minutes. I haven't looked at the chart today to try to code anything. I did take my tablet with me to look at look at the chart. But if I was to want to code anything today, this is what happened today. This is where I record what's going on for the day. And if I want to have any bright ideas, I feel like they'll come from here. But honestly, a lot of my kind of best scripts so far have just merely come from looking at so not from the spread. You see the spread widen it right here. So this value here is about 1 on the spread. But it did widen here a little bit too. So I'm not seeing that consistently. I did try to, let me look at something. So you see how the spread widened right here? It got up to about a 1. It widened as we came down here, and then there was a little bit of a pullback, right? We come down here, and then the spread widened here, right? And then from there, we had a nice move up, you know. But I think there was also 9:45 news too, though. So if I go over here on my 5-minute chart, this is what holds all my news events. And 9:45. No, I didn't have anything for 9:45 anyway. 8. This one here, 8:15 candle. 8:15 news. And then 10:30 news. So, okay. And this is a script that I put together the other day. This trend line here, this ascending trend line. Boom, you got 1 point there. You got 1 point there. This point was within a tolerance of this point, so it continued on, right? This point is within a tolerance of, you know, these points, so it continued on. This point was within a tolerance, so it continued on. This point was outside the tolerance. And, you know, what happened? We're starting to go into a downtrend. You know, I don't know. Like I said, I hadn't figured it all out yet, but I'm headed in that direction. Oh, and I didn't realize. Yeah. So this is, you see on my 1 minute, screen, I didn't even put the overlap indicator, right? But on the 5-minute screen, I did put the overlap indicator. That's because, like I said, when I created this, I created it for the 5-minute, time frame. I wonder if I should make it so it only works on the 5-minute time frame. It's giving this decent signals on the 1 minute time frame too. I'm just gonna leave it be. 1 minute time frame. What is going on here? Okay. I guess the chart, I restarted the chart here, so we don't have anything for the spreads from here out. This is one thing that I was seeing, and I think I have this set up on Discord as well. Typically when I see these zeros here, the chart moves up. Market action moves up. 0, market action moves up. 0, we moved up. 0, we're at the top, we went down. 0, we moved up. 0, we moved up. 0, well, this is technically probably on this bar, so it was a pullback. But then we moved up. 0, and all these zeros, we actually moved down, down. This one moved up. So one of the things I wanted to do is, because I do see these zeros often point in the direction going up, I tried to make an indicator that would, if we got a break of structure and we got a 0, then there would be another indicator to say, take the position. So I've got to look at the zeros a little bit more. It's not a complex, it is a complex indicator that applies to zeros, but it's not so hard that I can't incorporate it into other scripts. So essentially what that 0 does is it takes the bar, it takes all the price levels that transactions happen within the bar, and it looks at the volume of all those entries. It splits that bar into thirds, and then it adds the value of the volumes at those price levels. So if the bottom third has a much larger summation than the middle and the top thirds, then I'll get a 0. If the top third has a much larger summation than the middle and the bottom thirds, I get a 2. And so these 2s usually mean it's going down. 2s usually mean it's going down. 2s usually mean it's going down. 2s means it's going down. Now, not always. Now, some of the times when I see a 2, I mean, the 2s are working better today than the 0s, but sometimes when I see a 2 at the bottom, and then the price breaks and moves through it, then we go for a ride, right? Because if we have a 2, then it's saying that there's a lot of volume at the top of that bar, and now if volume breaks through that, because that volume kind of creates a ceiling. It creates a barrier. There's a lot of orders there for whatever reason. And by a lot of orders, I mean a significant amount of orders. That's just the way I have the indicator set up. So if it can push through that, then it's busting through a ceiling, right? Anyway, that's the idea. All right. Like I said, I have a lot of ideas. I don't get a chance to execute them all, but you gotta use that. You gotta use that thinking muscle, guys. You gotta use that thinking muscle. All right. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna. Call it a wrap for today. But like I said, as good as my programming is getting, I really need to start programming more indicators and strategies. And every time when I say that, I put together a pretty fire indicator. So I only see the success of this thing going up, up, up. But in the meantime, just got to get comfortable where you are. Got to be comfortable where you are. All right, guys. That's it from me. I'm Eric. I'm out. Peace.